This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. You can find all my work at mjmuñoz.com. Welcome to episode 34.1 or something like that of Story Over Everything. Maybe it's really episode 33.9. I don't know. But it's not a full episode 34 because I had a very great struggle with time management this week. I had a very great struggle with my availability to do my writing and drawing. I think I drew more than I wrote, but I probably only wrote 2 days maybe this week, or, I probably only drew 3 days this week. So that's pretty bad. The writing period that I'm in right now for the author's log should have been from August 26th to September 1st. It's September 21st as I record this. I didn't draw. I didn't make it happen, and I'm not going to, frankly. As I go right into the author's log, I can see that the 26th I didn't write, the 27th I didn't write, the 28th I wrote outline type material, and I never got back to it the rest of the week. 28, 29, 30, or I guess 29, 30, 31, and September 1st, they're all empty. No words. 0 words written. So that's shocking. That's a little dismal. I'm not happy about that. What happened? Real life got in the way. I don't even know. I had car trouble. There were different things that happened, but it's funny. I'm actually this is going to be a very short episode. I will read to you briefly what I wrote in my outline from the 28th, but outline / story notes. But aside from that, I will talk about my plight, and I'll talk about it through the lens of the Harry Potter series, which I'm partway through, and I was inspired to make a title for the episode, which is MJ Muñoz and the Shackles of Time, or originally it was in the block of time, implying a writer's block. I didn't have writer's block, I just didn't make time to write. I couldn't make time to write, and I thought what would be better would be MJ Muñoz and the Shackles of Time, and the 24 Shackles, or something like that. And the rotating shackles? And the gear-bound... Ooh, MJ Muñoz and the gear-bound shackles. I like that. So, if you look at the thumbnail for this episode, there's an image that I had made through Bing. Bing, you can talk to the Bing chat and have it do make up dolly images for you, basically. So, that's where that image comes from. It's a book cover idea image for this, book I just made up, with a title spoofed off of Harry Potter. So, anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting. But I will get into that after I finish the week author's log. So I'm just going to read it verbatim and then move on to talking about my time management woes. So these are author's notes / outline prompts for myself to write the rest of the chapter and perhaps the rest of the book. Tut and the Growbug Guardians battle the enemy. It's a tough battle, but they think they won. Tut reaches out to Hum and Glimmer and realizes something is very wrong. He and the Guardians rush back to the camp to help. Meanwhile, Shush, Splash, and Glimmer are in the cradle with the Grow-Grubs. Hum, Whistle, Grunt, Chirp, Quiver, and the other Growbug cadets are hidden away from the cradle. They are hiding in 3 seemingly abandoned nests, like birds' nests. Hum, Chirp, and Quiver are together. Whistle has Yawn and Slurp, Grunt has Babble and Gnaw. Chirp sneaks away while Hum is distracted, quelling the fears of the Grow-Grubs and soothing them to sleep. She does it remotely with her powers. Quiver is lulled by Hum as well. Bored, Chirp wants to see the grand battle as Tut and the 6 Guardians are holding off the attackers. My idea is that 5 or 6 foes slip through and Chirp is attacked, and then things kind of escalate from there, creating the conflict for the rest of the book, basically. But that's all I wrote. So, my hope was to write on the 29th, 30th, 31st, and even today, September the 1st, expounding upon that, and basically, probably all that time, those 4 separate days, would have been spent minimum writing the battle that the 6 Guardians, including Tut, had against the attackers, the foes, the enemies, and then they would have slipped through, and that would have created more conflict. So, anyway, please God, I will get to that next week. But that's the conclusion of the author's log. That is the shortest author's log in all of the history of this show. And yeah, it wasn't that it was fruitless. It was just that there wasn't enough application of effort to really, turn out a good yield. But I at least like the fact that I got that note summary outline chunk down so I can expand upon that. That's important. That's necessary. So, anyway, moving on from there. I only have a couple minutes and then I got to close this out. It really is vexing that I have so many time constraints, so little time, and that so often plans go awry. And I don't know how I will overcome that at this moment. But if I ask myself the question, which I am now, how can I overcome my tremendous time constraints? I'm sure I will find an answer. I've been cultivating a really good amount of discipline to make the time for things to happen. And slowly, I went off the path. It's been a week or two since I've worked out. I haven't been getting up as early as I want to. I haven't been going into work as early as I want to. I haven't been doing my intermittent fasting like I want to. I haven't been writing like I want to. I did draw 2 or 3 days. Somehow, it's easier to just draw than it is to write for me at the moment. I do not know why that is the case. And I don't know what happened to my discipline, because I thought it was good and solid and strong, and I thought I had a really well-established foundation that would enable me to have success in this arena over and over again. But perhaps I was too proud, perhaps I thought too much of myself, perhaps I was simply mistaken, but that's not the case. I can see that I don't have the discipline that I want. I can see that I don't have the stick-to-itiveness, the perseverance that I want to have, and that I feel like I need to have for long-term success as a professional writer. And I'm kind of on a quest for that right now. Like, I need that. I definitely need that. And, there's no training montage or, snippet chapter that's going to, make me able to do that. And if there were, I'd have to write it, and I don't have the time to write it. So I just need to put myself through the paces and be patient with myself and forgive myself for failing to do the things I want to do when I want to do them. And I don't know, embrace happiness, just be joyful and happy that I get to write and when I get to write, and keep chasing that. I'm not really sure. I don't have the answers. I think a solid answer in life is to be happy and to, joyfully pursue that which you desire. But that's broad advice. It doesn't get down to the atomic level. It doesn't get down to the mechanics and tell me what to do or how to do what I want to do. And it doesn't help you either. So I'm going to let this be a really short episode, and I'm going to move on. However, because I'm doing this because I want to keep them separate, if you want to, shortly after this episode is released, probably 15 minutes after it's released, I will release another Story Over Everything episode. It'll be Story Over Everything episode 34.5, and it will be a Skimming Leaves episode where I'm talking about the first Harry Potter book, Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone, as it's known in America. So you can look forward to that, and I'd be interested to hear your comments. And interestingly enough, I don't believe in coincidence. I have had these things ready to go I've had this one ready to go for a couple weeks now, and I'm in the middle, not in the middle, I'm in the beginning of book 5, so I should definitely have time to finish 5, 6, and 7 before I'm pressed for time. But it's interesting, I'm releasing this episode on September 1st, and if you've read the Harry Potter books, you know that September 1st is always mentioned as the day that Hogwarts begins. That's when Harry goes to the station and gets on the train and goes back to Hogwarts on the Hogwarts Express. So that's kind of interesting timing for me, and it makes me laugh and it kind of tickles me, which is why I went ahead and gave this episode itself a Harry Potter inspired title, and that's why I decided to go ahead and release these as 2 separate episodes. That way there's the Harry Potter one for people who are fans of that and who want to hear, not a diehard fan, but just like somebody who, is serious about books and likes literature, take a crack at the series and, hear my impressions. And that can be separate from me talking about my writing woes, because, you don't want to hear about that unless you want to hear about that, in which case you can hear about it here, and then you can hear the, Philosopher's Stone casual book chat over there on the separate episode. It'll be on the same feed, but still, I don't want people wasting my time, and I don't want to waste their time, so there you go. It's a little courtesy from me to you. Anyway, I hope you're well until next time, folks. This is MJ signing out. I hope you enjoyed that. Go to mjmuñoz.com to leave any questions, comments, or other feedback you might have. There you can find all of my analysis, art, and fiction. I cover books, tokusatsu, comic books, anime, and more. Look around. You're sure to find something else that you'll enjoy as well. This has been a Story Over Everything production.